Changing your environment is one of the most underrated things that you can do to improve your productivity. Our environment is majorly comprised of the following three things. Firstly, our physical surroundings. Secondly, the kind of people we interact with. This is known as our social environment. Thirdly, the kind of content we consume. That is our digital environment. This is how our thought will take their shape. But why does changing our environment work so well? Let's explore this thought in this video. Let's talk about our physical environment. There is a famous saying from the ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca. Travel and change of place impart new vigor to the mind. When you change your physical environment, even in smallest possible ways, it does trigger out of a mental shift. Some examples are working from a cafe instead of your room, adding up a breeze of freshness to your working desk by simply adding up an indoor plant, or it can be as little as cleaning up your workspace before you start to study or get into your work. Or you can try out my personal favorite, which is playing lo-fi music in the background while you're doing your work. Changing your physical environment works because it gives your brain up a stimuli that breaks habitual patterns and pull you towards the present moment. Just like sitting up in a messy workplace can cause mental fatigue or boredom, but introducing something new to our surroundings can introduce alertness and curiosity, which boosts up our dopamine, causing us to feel better. And when we feel better, we eventually would want to work. And that makes us productive. Next, let's talk about social environment. Have you ever noticed some people leaves us energized after we have a conversation with them, while the others drains you completely? This is quite simple because energies are contagious. This is why the social environment that you live in, that is your friends, family, co-workers, directly shapes up how you think, feel, and behave. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "The key is to keep company only with the people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." So now let's talk about what kind of people you should interact with and what kind of people you should not interact with. The people whom you shouldn't interact with are people who leave you drained after you interact with them. People who prefer discussing other people rather than ideas. People who agree with you at all times rather than challenge your thinking. Next, let's talk about people with whom you should interact with. People who make you think positively and those who recharge your energy. People around whom you can discuss new ideas. People who can actually give you unfiltered opinions. When you build this kind of a social environment around you, motivation and productivity becomes of a byproduct. Lastly, let's talk about the digital environment. Social media isn't just entertainment in today's state. It's our digital environment. Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor, once said, "Your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought." The kind of content that you consume day in and day out actually shapes how you think, how you behave, and even how you feel. There are studies that show your brain starts mirroring what it repeatedly sees online. But here's the good part. Unlike your physical environment or people in your life, your digital environment is 100% in your control. So if your feed is filled with mindless content, brain rot videos, never-ending debates about issues that don't even affect your life, you're basically feeding your brain junk food. But when you start consuming content that motivates you, sharpens your skills, inspires you to take action, you'll automatically notice the quality of the thoughts that you have will start to improve. After you're done with your scrolling session, you won't feel bad about yourself. Rather, when you have changed the type of content you consume, you'll feel energized, full of ideas, or maybe you are ready to go and try something new. To summarize, our productivity is tied to our environment, and our environment is divided into three major categories, that is physical, mental, and digital. Once we tune in our environment according to ourselves, our productivity will naturally increase as a byproduct. Now, in case you're struggling with phone addiction, you might want to check out this video that's on how I broke my phone addiction in 3 simple steps. And I'll see you guys real soon.